Top 10. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
All right. Let's get this party started. Thanks everyone for tuning in to Soul Take on Pittsburgh's DSEN. And we are fired up in here. Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania on September 9th, 2025. My name is Kevin Cameron. As I mentioned, this is Soul Tape. We come to you every Tuesday from 6 to 8 p.m. And as you can see, for some of you anyway, that are watching on YouTube, for those of you on the radio stream, don't worry about it. We got you as well. But the studio is full. The studio's full. Summer's wrapping up. Fall is upon us. NFL football season kicked off. So all is good in the neighborhood, right? To my right, he's back. He's kind of to my right. I'm looking at the camera. He slid over so far we can't see him. Now he's a big guy, so we got to be able to see him. Slide over a little bit more, JT, like you love Ken. James Taylor, JT.
In the house.
Back in the house. Oh, there you go. Now you are in the screen. And then Ken Craig, who's been holding it down. What's up, Ken?
What's going on?
Hey, ready to do this?
Ready
a
to
whole
do it.
lot on the agenda for today, as usual. And as me and JT used to always say as well, it's a beautiful thing when you can do this after a Steelers victory. That's what we're talking about. That's what we love to do. Now, we have two special guests in the studio, live and in person, right? Someone that's been badgering us for a number of months. And I finally got him in the studio, right? So, all those things he was saying about Sierra when she didn't have any clothes on, right? Or why isn't the Willie Stargell, they have a statue over at PNC Park, but why doesn't Pirates celebrate Willie Stargell the way they celebrate Roberto Clemente, the great number 21? But, or as they say, without further ado, he came prepared today. He's number 7, whoever number 7 is. He should have number 9 on. He should have number 9 on. He got number 7 on. He's starting off on the wrong foot already. Mr. Ralph McCormick. What's up, Ralph?
Hey, only reason why I'm here is I heard what you said about me last week. Ain't nobody scared of you.
Yeah. Okay. I'm glad you showed up.
I'm glad you're classing the joint up with West Virginia Finest in the house. That's
okay.
all I want to say.
Okay. And there's no West Virginia stuff on the table, on the walls, or anything.
Sending you a basket.
Okay. We need to do that. Same thing with Penn State. So we represent all the local teams here on Soul Take and Pittsburgh's DSEN. And let me try to get out of your camera. So we'll fix that eventually, I guess, anyway. Now, we have two other special guests today. The one individual is a Super Bowl champion, and he played with Drew Brees. And he's from the great University of Pittsburgh that plays West Virginia. All right, this Saturday down in Morgantown, 3:30 p.m. West Virginia, who lost to Ohio U. I'm not sure if you all saw that or not. I had a problem saying that. I almost tripped over my words and everything, right? But yeah, I guess West Virginia show up. But the person I'm talking about is Super Bowl champ Darnell Dinkins he will be on the phone with us at the 7 o'clock time frame. So I'm sure he'll have a lot to say about the backyard brawl as well as Penn State, because he has two sons that go to Penn State. One of them actually scored a touchdown against FIC this past week as well. So I like to hear that. Now, the other main individual we have in here today, he is well recognized. He's the man, and we've had him a number of times before. Former quarterback, two-time Heisman finalist, Mr. Major Harris. Welcome back, Mage. Yeah. So, we always love having you on Soul Tape to talk about sports, not just West Virginia, right? I like to have you in, before the backyard brawl, but you're a Pittsburgh sports fan. So you could bring it with those other topics that we talk about as well. And what we're going to do, just to set the table, I got some video for those that might not know. And that's why YouTube is so great, right? Because if you haven't seen Major Harris play, you will today, right? Because we're going to show some clips throughout the show of how dominant Major Harris was. Number 9 for West Virginia. That's not sure why Ralph came up in here with number 7. Who's number 7? That's just your favorite.
Gino, he did his thing last week.
Oh, Gino who?
Yeah.
Gino Smith. Okay, he's respectable.
What number was Pat White?
You don't know? Okay, that's all right. That's all right. So what we're doing today, everyone, if you would like to call in, and as you see, we're making enhancements to our broadcast, right? We're putting more information on the screen, putting memorabilia on our walls. This is our new space. We'll continue to fill out the new space. Okay. So yeah, if you would like to call in, the call-in number is on your screen. But JT, I'll give it to you anyway.
412-213-8995. Or if you want to text in at 18888.
All right, so there you go. And for those of you that connected on the radio stream, those digits are on the website as well. So yeah, please use them. We want as many calls as possible. And once the recording goes out, if you're listening to the show, you can still text us. Okay. And we'll respond as well. All right. So what we have on tap today, we do things in 4 different segments. And the first segment, we will talk about the Steelers Jets recap. The question of the day is Aaron Rodgers back? Brilliant game this past week. Chris Boswell had a 60-yard field goal. So is he the best in the NFL? And we move things around as we need to move things around. The second segment, which is the 6:30 time frame, the Steelers made some roster moves today, so we'll talk about that. Also, is the Steelers run game trash or what? 53 yards. So do you all believe in the Steelers run game? We'll talk about that. Same thing with the Steelers defense. High price defense. I believe the highest price defense in the NFL, and they were trash on Sunday as well. And then we'll go around the NFL. There were some good games around the NFL. Sunday night was a very good game that brought a smile to my face. And then last night was a very good game against Minnesota and Chicago. And then the 7 p.m. time frame, we will get into the Pitt, West Virginia University backyard brawl, and that's where Super Bowl champ Darnell Dinkins will join us. We'll also give you an update on or recap of the U.S. Open tennis that had their championships this past weekend. We'll also talk about the new college football AP Top 25 and Penn State. Give you an update on Penn State and fill you in with the Pirates and Major League Baseball playoff races. And then the last segment, we will preview Steelers versus Seahawks and get into our NFL picks. Ralph, thank you very much for participating. You know, a little closer to the mic.
You kind of summed it up. Wasn't this a great week?
It was a great week.
I mean, you can add
Yeah.
to that even Roy winning Irish.
No, we don't need to add to
There
it.
was a lot,
Nah.
lot going.
He's on my no-no list. He's on my no-no
your good
list.
list?
No,
He's
no,
not on your good
no.
list?
Who's
Okay.
that?
Rory McIlroy. He's on my no-no list.
But it was a great week.
You know, I don't like individuals where everything is fine and dandy and they win, they run to the press room. But when they lose, they run out of the press room. They don't even go to the press room. They run to their car and try to get out of Dodge. That's not cool. That's not cool.
So it's a little sensitive.
It is.
Okay.
It is. And you might hit a few others.
Sorry.
You might hit a few others throughout this broadcast here as well. All right. So we went over the show information. If you're watching on YouTube, please subscribe. Please also subscribe on a radio platform. We are a 24/7 radio station. We have great content. So yeah, please check out the radio schedule. Quick announcements real quick. This week, Saturday is a step out walk, walking together to end diabetes. Emmanuel Key has a group that is doing that. If you would like more information on that, it's happening here in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Please text the station and we'll make sure you get connected. The last announcement before we get into our topics, September 21st. September 21st. Can you all say it? September 21st? Can you say it? September 21st?
The
September
21st. The 21st of September.
See, now I'm acting like a preacher, right? You
September.
know how you're in church and the pastor asks you to repeat what he's saying. Okay, but I just want everybody to know that's a big day for Pittsburgh's DSEN and for our sports component. We are taking things on the road, the Cloud 33, for a post-game show, our very first Steelers post-game show. And it will be 3 hours.
What is that again? September 21st.
There you go. There you go. Thank you. So we will be live directly after the game, 3 hours of taking your calls, talking about the game. If Broderick Jones say he stunk, say he needed to be benched, right? I tell you what, he can't have another performance the way he did this past week. Just ridiculous. So, yeah, September 21st.
Say that about a number of those linemen on the both sides of the ball.
Yeah, but he was the worst. He was the worst. All right.
Was he though?
Was he though?
Was he though?
Okay.
Yeah.
What do the grades say? He was the second to work.
Yeah, you're using PFF grades.
Yeah. I don't stand by him.
I know.
The eye
right?
test said he was the worst.
Yeah, yeah. And I think I had coming onto the show, maybe the message says 6 to 9, but we're doing 6 to 8 just to make everybody aware. I had the wrong message up for the show. You know, Ralph, he was talking to me, threw me off. All right, so what we'll do, we're going to recap this Steelers game, and we'll start off with Mr. Aaron Rodgers. The question is he back? And what I would like to do, you know what, let's go back a little. And I'll start with you, Ken, since you brought it up, because I need to cue up this Aaron Rodgers video that we'll show here. But I said Broderick Jones was the worst player on the field, period. Not just the worst offensive lineman. He was the worst player on the field. You say different, or are you just citing
No, I think
source?
I was just speaking to the actual grades of it. You know, I don't think I've digested enough of the game or looked too deep into which one of the players on the offensive line was the absolute worst. I think the left side of the offensive line, period, was bad. You know, I think you could see it in our play action, right? I mean, the fact that Aaron Rodgers in any play action had, you know, 1-2 guys on him before he even turned around. We can't do that in these kind of games, and that's not sustainable moving forward either, especially for a 41-year-old.
JT?
Well, I beg to differ. I think anybody on that defensive line allowed 200. How many rushing yards was it?
180, I think.
And I thought we were
182.
Yeah, I thought we were supposed to address that after the lashing we took from Baltimore last year in the playoffs. So, I mean, as you can see, Aaron Rodgers got the job done, and a lot of times he was seen rolling out to his right. So, but they were running at all angles through the defensive line. So
Yeah,
that's where my biggest.
but there's some hope there.
There's hope everywhere.
Right. I'm saying there's hope there because the way the Steelers went about trying to fix the issue of the run was through the draft. Okay, so Derek Harmon, #1 draft pick, didn't play. So that's why I said there's hope. Now, Wyatt Black, I expected more out of Wyatt Black, who was the 5th round draft pick, for the Steelers.
Yeah, and then too, I mean, it's me and Ken actually we were talking about this. It's elementary that when you have a quarterback like Justin Fields, Kyler Murray, these guys that have wheels, Jalen Hurts. I mean, it should be common sense, and I blame T.J. Watt for the touchdown that Justin Fields walked in.
Yeah.
I mean, that's common. And it happened to him all year last year.
But is that scheme, or is that because that to me that looked like Slay's responsibility?
Yeah. I'm not sure about that because they
have you seen where T.J. Watt was at?
Well, he went to the running back, and he's supposed to go to the running back.
They want him coming down the line, JT, on that, and the cornerback is silly.
But he did it earlier in the game.
That's his role.
Okay, I'm not talking about down the line. I'm talking about.
But that's his role.
I said, the whole side of the field was open.
Right.
Could have walked in.
And he did. He skipped in.
Exactly.
He skipped in.
Which I think was a jab at the Steelers way he did it.
So jab.
Well, they lost.
So jab.
But at the same time,
it's all good.
Yeah. At the same time,
yeah,
that should have been the very first thing they should have thought of on that play.
Well, I think the corner on that play, and I can't remember who the corner was.
Darius Slay.
Okay, so I think it was his responsibility to get the quarterback. I just don't see T.J. Watt coming down the line and pinching down like that if his responsibility was the quarterback. And they probably mix it up throughout the day, I would assume. So we'll find out. Well, hopefully, Ralph Austin, the defense coordinator, will answer that question on Thursday. Ken, I'm trying to get you over there on Thursday because I won't be there on Thursday. Okay. So if you're available, you might be able to ask Darrell Austin what happened on that play.
Happy to.
Okay, cool. So what we'll do, we'll get into the question of the day, Mr. Aaron Rodgers, and here is how he performed this past week. So we'll watch some of these highlights, and then after we watch the highlights, we'll be right back to talk about what he did.
Rodgers just got the snap off, and he snaps a pass for a first down. Hits Freiermuth, the tight end, to move the chains. And he said some of what he's doing now is similar to what he did in Buffalo. He just had to clear some of the cobwebs. Play action. Rodgers on time. Skowronek. Touchdown.
That was a real nice play. Aaron Rodgers on the move there.
This is the Arthur Smith offense. It is play
went
action,
over on the right-hand side.
Tight ends out in the open, getting wide receivers out in the open. And
from the 28. Rodgers. Fake the handoff. Nice move upfield. Metcalf is explosive.
There's your boy, JT Metcalf.
Out of bounds. Long count for Rodgers. Rushes on. Rodgers gets rid of it. Finds the open man. Down the sideline, Calvin Austin.
I thought that Calvin Austin III had a real good game
Second down
as
and
well.
10 for the Steelers. Rodgers looks, Rodgers throws up in the air. Calvin Austin climbs the ladder. First and goal.
Think of the Steelers offense and you think of DK Metcalf going up and mossing somebody. You don't necessarily.
Second down and goal. Jonnu Smith on the pop pass. He got to the pylon and he's in. Touchdown, Steelers. Move the ball in the right direction for Pittsburgh. Now a 2nd and 7. Rodgers fires it. It's complete. DK Metcalf makes his move and out of bounds. Quentin Williams is back in for the Jets.
Oh, wide open.
Rolling out to the right again.
Jalen Warren, touchdown, Steelers. Perfectly executed.
Center, you fake the handoff. You don't even have to fake it, really. Jalen Warren just slips out into the flat. Too tough to.
Tied for first with Minnesota. They had 17 interceptions. Fake the handoff. Rodgers under a rush. Wide open. Touchdown.
Calvin
Austin. Aaron Rodgers comes back to Jersey.
Again, you give it up to Arthur Smith. A little play action.
What's that?
Calvin Austin
said,
just
do we
slips.
still need a number
Brandon
2
Stevens
receiver?
There.
I think so.
Rodgers. And that's a catch for Freiermuth.
It's so
All
easy
right,
to become
so
a podcaster.
Let me make sure there we go. All right. So that was Aaron Rodgers' day. Okay. He went 22 for 30, 244 yards, 8.1 yards average throwing the ball, 4 TDs, no interceptions. Now, 4 sacks. Now, we talked about the sacks. And the sacks were pretty much, if you ask me, on the offensive line. I'm going to throw it over to Mage, our quarterback in the room. What do you think? Is he back?
Yeah. Scale. Offense.
34.
Yeah. I think we would have lost game. I want to address one thing about the number situation that was.
Okay.
Pat White was number. Gino was number 13, but in that he got 7.
Got it.
You know, NFL.
Yep.
So I just wanted to.
Okay. There you go. There you go.
But yeah, going back to the.
But Ralph didn't know that. He didn't know.
What's that? That's no other van, right? Yeah, that's. Gavin, get on you about that. Yeah.
Cool. Ralph, is Aaron Rodgers back?
Let me chime in.
Yeah, go ahead and chime in.
I'm sitting next to my man. Not so fast, my friend.
Uh-oh.
We're going to put Aaron Rodgers top of the mountain after one game. These are the Jets. 5-12 Jets from still the Jets. This game, I don't think tells us anything. Yes, he had a good game. I give him credit for it. Nice to give Steelers fans something proud of. Still the Jets. Who also on the other side of the ball had what was Fields? He had a comparable game. You know, so I just say caution your temperament making him save.
Hey, I chime in on my man over there said you're wrong because simply Pittsburgh had no running game. Okay, so we had rely on Aaron Rodgers. And another thing about Aaron Rodgers, that goes to show you his field vision. Okay. When's the last time you seen a Steelers quarterback hit 4 different receivers for touchdowns? I mean, his field vision and in the pass that really showed me that he still has it. That third down pass to Pat Freiermuth. I mean, it was kind of like double coverage, and he threaded the needle. And I said, if he continues to do that, because you remember Russell Wilson didn't like to throw in the middle of the field, so he liked to throw the home run ball all the time, either get it completed by Pickens or hope for a pass interference. But for the most part, Aaron Rodgers looked as good as any quarterback in the NFL on Sunday. So,
JT,
yes, sir.
we don't agree a whole lot, but I agree with you.
Hey, everything is recorded.
You made a.
And
You made
sorry to
something.
interrupt. That side of the table, we're getting a little bit of feedback from our YouTube listeners that they can't hear you. So when you talk, just
You made a
Yeah.
great point in there. If he can sustain,
And you should be
He's
probably
41
about an
years old.
inch away.
Yeah,
from the
point
mic.
to you.
He's 41 years old, and he sustained this for out 17.
Well, I would have to say he has pretty good chance at it. I mean, if we can keep him upright, and he was getting rid of the ball too. So, I mean, Tom Brady did it. Why can't he do it?
Chat. Peyton Manning did it.
Peyton Manning did it.
Chat.
So,
Warren Moon did it.
I mean,
So if they keep him clean, he can't get sacked 4 times,
right.
right? And they have to get a running game, okay? Because Arthur Smith's offense is about play action, okay? And they were still doing play action yesterday, okay? However, they're not going to be able to continue to get away with it, game in and game out. They got to have a semblance of a running game.
and that's what film's all about, when guys. But the other thing too is with Aaron Rodgers, he kind of, he talks to his receivers where a lot, like for instance, when Kenny Pickett was here, you really didn't see him conversating with his receivers. And these guys, and when this receiving core really gels together, you're not going to be able to double cover Calvin Austin because number one, his speed. Did you see the DB trying to cover him on that touchdown?
He
tried
shook
to
him.
grab him.
He shook him.
Yeah, he tried to grab him, and I think he fell. He might have fell. But you got DK Metcalf, who's probably one of the most insane human beings I've ever seen in my life, physically and talent-wise. Calvin Austin, and they've yet to who really put a show on in the preseason. They haven't even let Roman Wilson out the gates yet, so we really don't even know yet.
He was on the field. We will have to check the number of
Kim was
plays
talking about the number of snaps that he had, where he was the lead blocker on the long.
Yeah, he was a downfield blocker for DK on a couple of his catches. He only played 10 snaps on the offensive side.
Okay.
This week, I hope that goes up. That's going to be game by game basis, right? I mean, it's all going to be about the scheme, matchups, things like that. He played the same amount of snaps as Ben Skoranek, but Ben just had the targets.
Got you. All right. So what we'll do, we are wrapping up the first segment of Soul Take. Again, we have 4 of them, 30 minutes each. When you're having fun, time flies. So we'll take a break. When we come back, we will talk about Chris Boswell. What's going on?
It's only 6:29.
Yeah.
What?
We have to break at 6:30. So Chris Boswell, is he the best kicker in the NFL after kicking a game-winning field goal?
Bring him the bag. Back up the brakes truck for him.
Steelers roster moves.
Pay that man.
What did the Steelers do over the last couple of days? We talked about the Steelers run game. Maybe we'll do it again. Steelers defense was trash. We need to talk about that, and we'll go around the NFL. So we'll go ahead and let me see if I could cue up. Right, you got 30 seconds. Ken and JT, Aaron Rodgers, does he still have it while I cue this up?
Well, go ahead, JT. What do you think?
I think he showed us he does. What else is there to say? Guy had what was his numbers, Ken? 4 touchdowns. How many completions? But like I said,
16 of 22 of 30.
That's 8 incompletions, 0 interceptions. That is just as good as any other quarterback in the NFL Sunday. Point blank. Yes, he does still have it.
Yeah, I definitely think he still has it. Absolutely. I think there's something different about him as well than the numbers, too. I think there's a leadership. I think that there's a sense of relief that the whole thing isn't on his back, that he's, you keep hearing these comments about how much he appreciates the organization as a whole and the team, and he's become close. That goes a long way when you're building a culture like this. And I feel like there's just that sense of relief. It's not all on him to carry and make the moves and bring in the people and build a team. And he's out there just to play football.
Okay, and I'm with you all as well. So it's 4-1. Aaron Rodgers still has it. Ralph said, "Hold on." Ralph needs to see more. I respect that.
I respect it.
I definitely respect that. All right, so we'll go ahead and take a quick break, and we'll be right back with you in a few seconds, or minutes, I should say.
Looking for a cost-effective way to help increase your company's bottom line? Look no further than Soul Pit Media. With our award-winning print, internet, podcast, and Soul Pit television options, we can help your business get to that next level. For more information, contact Craig Dawson at 412-407-7685. That's 412-407-7685. And let Soul Pit Media take you to that next level.
Business owners thinking about back-to-school promotions and replacing summer flavors with pumpkin? What about your taxes? Reduce your stress and tax liabilities by planning for tax time now with Cameron Professional Services Group. CPSG takes your goals, values, and visions to create a custom tax plan catered specifically to your business. We work closely with you to ensure that as your business grows and goals shift, so will your custom plan. Located in the Hill District in Pittsburgh, PA, CPSG is a CPA and consultant firm, providing services in accounting, auditing, tax planning and preparation, community development, and operational management. Call Cameron Professional Services Group today at 412-251-0607.
Have you had the Beat by Niche experience? Beat by Niche is one of the top makeup artists in the city of Pittsburgh. She's touched the face of Cardi B, Love and Hip Hop personalities, and various Steeler wives. If you have not sat in her chair, what are you waiting for? Visit beatbyniche.com to schedule your special makeover for all occasions, weddings, graduations, proms, photo ops, and more. Visit beatbyniche.com and experience the touch of excellence.
Pittsburgh, it's an old school party. Yes, each Saturday we throw it back with some of the best old school music, funk, R&B, old school, rap, hip-hop, and all the jams that make you move and dance. Yes, check it out. Each Saturday, right here on Pittsburgh's DSEN. All the old school jams, 6 to 11 p.m.
Pittsburgh, have you seen our Sunday radio schedule? Ooh, it is lit. Start the day off with our Sunday gospel music from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. It will inspire you and have you praising the Lord. Then from 3 to 8 p.m., we bring you Sunday jazz melody for all the jazz lovers. Then cap off the night with the Quiet Storm from 8 to 11 p.m. to hear the best smooth, romantic, and soulful R&B sounds of yesterday and today. All that each Sunday on Pittsburgh's DSEN, the place for soul.
All right. We are back. This is Soul Take on Pittsburgh's DSEN. We are feeling good up in here on a victory on a Tuesday. Still a victory. I just love to do it the way you're doing. My name is Kevin Cameron. JT to the right. Here, Craig to his right. Guy in the West Virginia shirt number 7. Ralph McCormick. And to him, the if I could turn this music off and give everybody an update as far as what we are doing here at Pittsburgh's DSEN from a Steeler post-game standpoint. We're still trying to think of the name for the post-game, which will be 3 hours long. Directly after the game, it will be at an outstanding establishment in Penn Hills, Pennsylvania. Cloud 33. What's going on, JT?
I got an idea.
Go ahead. What's the idea?
Why don't we give the listeners a chance to name our post game? They can text, they can call, they can do whatever they want.
I'll go for that as
You know
well.
what I'm saying?
That's normally JT. You know what? That's a brilliant idea, man.
Dude,
Wow, you're bringing it today, my man.
I'm so bright. That's why my mom calls me son.
Now you just messed it up.
Oh man.
Now you just messed it up. Now you went too far. But to help us do this, we have the owner of Cloud 33 on the line with us. And Gene, I'm not sure. Did you hear anything that I said?
I did not. I'm sorry.
Okay, no, it's my fault. I had you on mute. Okay. So just to recap real quick, Cloud 33, a great establishment in Penn Hills, Pennsylvania, is teaming up with Pittsburgh's DSEN to do a post-game show September 21st, 3 hours directly after, not 3 hours directly after the game. Will start after the game, and it will run for 3 hours. And people will be able to call in, give their comments, and say Broderick Jones is playing a lot better. Hopefully by the third game, that will be the case. Hopefully they'll call in and say, wow, Aaron Rodgers, he's still rolling. He's still rolling. And all that good stuff. Maybe people will call in and even say, wow, the Steelers are really stopping the run. Maybe they'll call in. Maybe they'll call in and say, "Wow, can you believe that Steelers rushing attack?" Okay, we have 2 weeks. September 21st, Cloud 33. Tell people about Cloud 33, G.
Yeah. First and foremost, man, thanks. We're excited to have you all up at our location. It's not the first time that you've been at our location.
Nope,
right?
not at all.
Not the first time, but I'm sorry, and excuse me for the noise in the background. I'm going through the tunnels right now. But
And where are you? What city are you heading to? What town? What's your destination?
I guess I was here earlier.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
I'm coming from
Quiptown. That's what's up.
Sounds like a Shadow Lakes, maybe.
Yeah.
Business meeting.
I don't hear
There you go.
But no, Cloud 33, we've been, we just got our 2-year anniversary back in, going into our 3rd year now. Sophisticated, mature, laid back environment, small lounge, and we do a lot of different things there. We have poetry nights, so on and so forth. And, we have a nice space, 2,200 square feet. We try to utilize that the best way we can. People went out for the birthday parties, the anniversary, so on and so forth. So, and we look forward to having you for the second time. But this is something that truly going to be huge, I believe. One, because it's obviously it's related to the Pittsburgh Steelers, but also your network, ESPN, man. You all are doing a bang-up job. And I heard you ask Mike Tomlin some questions the other day. I said, I recognize that voice.
There you go.
You asked good questions too,
Thank
man.
you. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. Ken gave me a shout out as well and said the same thing with one of the post-game interviews.
Yeah, it was Jalen Ramsey's.
It was Ramsey. Yeah. Okay. So everybody out there. What you say?
Oh, here we go.
I recognize that.
Here we go.
Okay.
Here we go. I know what's coming.
We're full up in here.
How did you recognize the second voice?
Hey, check this out, Gene, because you were on mute. This is who we had. This is how much power we have up in the studio today. We have JT, James Taylor. We have Mr. Ken Craig. We have your boy, Ralph McCormick. Okay. Yeah. and we have the legendary Mr. West Virginia, Major Harris.
Major Harris. And I could do it all.
There you go. There you go. So we're doing it up in here, man.
I know well. He's hitting 3 woods, 400 yards. And they were the 3 woods back when Arnold was playing. It was the real woods.
There you go. There you go.
It was signed
on the golf course as well. Yeah, for sure, buddy. Yeah.
Nice group today, man.
For sure, man. For sure.
Today.
Yeah, you know.
You also hit on all the points you hit on about the Steelers. I hope and I pray that they get that together. Because if they get that together, I think they can be dangerous. Really do.
For sure, for sure. All right. So we'll let you go. And again, everyone, is September 21st, directly after the Steelers game. Now, we have, the last time I checked, Ken, we had over 36,000 subscribers on YouTube. Right?
That's correct, yeah.
So if we get a fraction of those subscribers to tune in and call in, is going to be a hell of a show.
Yes,
right?
it will.
In addition to that, you don't have to stay home, right? Come to Cloud 33, watch the game. And then after the game, you could ask the questions or provide your comments.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We're here for you. So is Cloud 33.
You might even run into some of those JT refreshments if you come on up.
Sounds good. Sounds good.
That's how you do the mouth.
Yes,
hey, before
sir.
I go, I just want to say one thing before I go.
Okay.
Hey, Sam, can you tell Ralph to stop ducking me on the golf course? I haven't seen him once.
Well, he is on injured reserve. I can validate that.
Pay me the money you still owe me. How about that?
Oh.
But what Ralph needs to do as well, okay, he needs to come out to the Cloud 33 on September 21st because everybody is welcome.
Yeah, Ralph, I think you would like it, my friend. It's really laid back. Let your hair down for yourself and just enjoy the time that you're.
Hey, you know what to get him there. Gene, you know what to get him there.
What's that?
His money.
You gotta have some bourbon, man. You gotta have some bourbon. Yeah.
Hey, well, before I leave, I contract and my appearance fee. So you let me know if you can handle my cut. I'll be out.
You know, hey, you know, Gene, he tried that on me before I could get him here, right? And I told him you could sit out all you want because I'm just closing the door. That's it. All right, Gene. Real quick. Yeah, real quick. You got some socials you can share, or website?
Yeah. Yes. Website is www.cloud33cigars.com. Facebook, same thing. Cloud 33 Cigars. Same for Instagram. Cloud 33 Cigars.
Excellent. So everybody show up one way or the other, in person or on the phone. We want to see you or hear from you on September 21st, 2025, directly after our Pittsburgh Steelers beat those hated New England Patriots. Okay, put it on your schedule. All right, Gene, we'll let you go, bro.
All right, thank you, gentlemen.
All right, Gene.
All right,
Gene.
take care.
Bye.
All right, bye.
All right, I got a question for Mage. So back in the day, right? I know you didn't get to play on surfaces like they have now. That was like concrete, right? The turf?
Yeah, we played on, I guess, came period of transition, turf with sand, rubber. So I
Okay.
played.
Now, do you still have any of your like spot builts or your Rodell? You used to wear turf shoes, didn't you?
Well, you know what? Times we wear regular tennis shoes.
Yeah.
I guess once it got to the rubber, but with the sand, we would tennis shoes. Kind of was shoes.
Turf shoes. Yeah, I remember we used to get them and wear them to school.
Yeah.
And you know what's so great as well about Major, and this is from a personal standpoint too,
What's
right?
that?
I have to think about it. You know, there's not too many people have their own street. Now, we're located here in the historic Hill District in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, not too far away from your street, right? And you've had that street for how long now? Two, 3 years?
Yeah.
Okay. And then I know another person that has his own street. Okay. And I'm happy to know him and his family as well. The great number 33 from
Anthony.
From Dallas. Mr. Dorsett, Tony Dorsett, Pitt's own Tony Dorsett from Aliquippa, PA, and Hopewell High School. So I'm not sure how many people actually know multiple people with their own street.
Well, I guarantee you there's a Jim Taylor Street somewhere in Wisconsin.
In the ghetto.
I don't care.
In the ghetto.
I don't care.
All right. All good. So since you
throwing
brought
accolades out there, I got my own spice company. I mean,
Do you? It's all good. It's all good. So this is what we're gonna do. And JT and Ken, I asked for both of you if you could just stand up behind me because you want to see this. And I'm gonna flip this screen over because see, a lot of people don't know about Major Harris, the damage that Major Harris did on. Well, I'm gonna flip this around.
Oh, okay.
The damage that Major Harris did on the field. Now, this is one of three. Okay, this is one of three. So I'm going to go ahead and play this. And for those of you that are on the radio stream, I will be putting this out there on our YouTube channel as well. So you could go after the show and find it on the YouTube channel, or you could just watch the replay on YouTube of this show as well. Some amazing stuff. Here we go.
He's a special kind of person that only comes around once in a lifetime.
And I think he's probably the best athlete that I've ever been around.
For those of you on the radio stream, Major's just
he understands
making
the
everybody
scope of what
miss.
we're trying to do and is able to stay within that structure to get the job done.
Running, passing, breaking ankles. On the deep ball.
I think Major's probably the one person I've ever been around and I've ever played against that can single-handedly control a football game.
All right, so that's part one of 3 different video clips that we have for everybody today. And again, everyone
Hey, yo.
you know don't know about
Comment on this guy.
that doesn't know about Major Harris. Go ahead.
Listen, man. Hey, you hit these dudes with the same. Three of them in the same play. That little stutter step to the left, stutter step to the left, stutter step to the left. That was crazy. I like you to roll it back. That was crazy.
Well, we got 2 more to go. Mage,
That was.
who are you playing against in those clips? You remember? Penn State Pitt, primarily. Okay. Do you remember the score of those games? And can I have that remote, Ralph? You have that remote over there. I'm gonna keep talking, Mage. I'm gonna cut this TV off behind you.
So long ago. Hey, I'm getting senile.
His game.
Yeah, I was good. That was my only comment. I'm sorry to cut you off, Maze, but you were way before your time. Like,
I can't think of one. Really? I mean, like, I'm watching this and I'm thinking Jalen Hurts doesn't get in the open field too much. You know what I mean? Like, and not Bryce Young.
I'm sorry. You know,
one quarterback that's coming that surprising me.
Okay.
Justin Fields.
He did it. He did it Sunday.
Yeah,
he did it Sunday.
Now, do you think he held back in Pittsburgh from doing that?
No, I don't.
Well, he wasn't.
I just think the
Well, I'm just
defense
saying-
was just that bad. I hate to say it. I just think the defense was just that bad. You know, going into the game and who you remind me of by watching the highlights and everything.
Randall.
Is
That's
Lamar.
it.
It's Lamar.
I was thinking Randall Moore.
I was thinking Lamar
I was going to
Jackson.
say Randall Cunningham.
I was
The way he
thinking
holds the
Lamar
ball.
Jackson.
When you hold the
Yeah.
ball, when you
Hey,
run.
they used to get on me about that whole.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
I love for bread.
and Don Nelson was your coach.
Nealon.
It was
Coach
Don
Nealon.
Nelson.
Yeah, Coach Nealon.
All and you were
Nealon.
there. How long?
Well, I got redshirted and I played as I left my senior year.
And you started 3 years, and when you went to New York, you did go to New York, right, for the Heisman Trophy. And did you go both times?
Yeah, I went twice.
Okay, and who was part of the panel when you went?
Well, the winners was Barry Sanders and Andre Ware.
Okay. Andre
See,
Ware, he was a bad boy too.
Yeah, so was Barry Sanders.
Yeah. Well, I didn't even have to mention his name,
right.
you know. Yeah. Oh, go ahead, JT.
No, I'm thinking, and I'm just thinking of the question you Major, and me and Ken both agreed. I'm thinking Randall Cunningham because when the way you still look downfield, you got the ball in your hand, like that one hand, and it's like, okay, I'm finding somebody, and if I'm not, see you later.
Yeah, it's funny to say that because they used to get on me like holding like a loaf of bread because even though I was scrambling, I was always thinking about throwing the ball. Whereas a lot of quarterbacks, once they tuck it, that's running with it.
Right.
My thing, I was always throw it up to the last second. Sometimes that can hurt me. Go for bread, you know.
And that's why I don't see too many like players today that, you know, run the ball like you did or create space in when you drop back and just the way you were just moving and doing everything.
Just for the record, what did you run a 40 in?
6. I was quicker than fast.
There you go.
What I mean? That's
there you go. Yeah.
When
but when you ran a 40, no one was chasing you. You probably ran a 4.4 on the field, you know?
That's game speed.
Exactly.
Whenever you played like this, and you went back and like watched film or you sat down with a coach, were they like made you can't play like this, like trying to box you into something different, or did they say you're too good not to play like this? Like what was the coach's perspective on this?
Coach said it on the video. He said I played structure.
Yeah,
I would have to say it was. See, one thing that I used to get as a game within a game, dropping back, and they got a real good pass rusher. Now I'm dropping back. I might run early.
And if you could pick the mic up or get closer to it, yeah. I want to make sure they can hear you.
Okay. There's a real good pass rusher, and I know he's coming hard. And I might not drop all the way back and wait. I drop back, then it'd be like a quarterback draw, so to speak, because I'm trying to get that lineman to start thinking, well, he might not be back at that. So now he'll slow down his pass rush. I can get the ball off. You know, a lot of times quarterbacks don't think like that.
Yeah.
They just drop back, knowing they coming. You know what I mean? And just
That's the problem with Broderick Jones. And Rodgers, instead of taking what's a normal drop?
It could be 5 or 7.
5 or 7. Maybe he needs to take 3. Help Broderick Jones out.
Well, the fun fact, Aaron Rodgers was the 29th slowest to get the ball out this week.
Interesting.
Yep.
Interesting. And he has a real quick release.
Usually, time to throw this weekend was the 29th slowest amongst all quarterbacks.
Okay, so
who was in your years at West Virginia, who was your target, your go-to receiver that you could always depend on, like to always be there?
Reggie Rempert. He ended up getting drafted like the angle 6'6". He was like
a ran away
4.24. He's like an Al-Toon back in the day.
Yeah,
yeah. Reggie was. He was like really like a Randy Moss before Randy Moss. Yeah, that tall. He had great hands, knew how to adjust to the stuff.
All right. So back to the Steelers. Chris Boswell, do we all agree that he's the best kicker in the NFL?
Most consistent. Extremely most consistent.
The best.
Yeah, the best.
I mean, he's in my perspective, there's no other kicker that I would feel comfortable putting on the field.
So it's unanimous.
Best quote I heard from Tomlin, serial
killer.
Serial
killer.
That's
yeah.
the best
There
quote
you
I've
go.
heard.
And I was at the game on Sunday, and I was about to ask that question. And before I could ask the question, he came out and made that comment. So I had to, go to probably my number 3 question. That's you have to expect that. You have to be locked and loaded with probably about 3 questions because a lot of times, your question is asked. But that was a great response.
Yep.
That's a great, now you're going to have Steeler fans probably walking around with shirts, cereal.
Oh, yeah. It's all over the internet today.
Yeah, man.
And I like
already got a patent on it, dude.
Yeah.
But I think the question is, does he deserve to get a contract extension? Does he deserve more money? Because that was the conversation prior to. And obviously we know Cam Hayward got his.
Sort of.
Well, they added on, right? Incentives, whatever. But when it comes to Boswell, he's among middle of the pack in terms of kickers.
Right.
Right. Yeah, he signed it. He's over
from a financial standpoint,
yes,
contract standpoint.
Okay. He's in the middle.
Do you have that right there, Ken?
I could pull it up and give you the exact numbers.
Yeah,
but what are your
need
thoughts?
To let everybody know.
Yeah, what are your thoughts on the way he's overperforming and just consistent? I mean, he's a serial killer.
Here's the deal about the serial killer. Okay, a lot of people don't talk about it. Okay, he kicks in Acrisure Stadium, right? He's that consistent with half his games in Acrisure Stadium, which is a tough stadium to kick in.
Especially in the latter months of the year with the wind coming off the rivers.
Under pressure. Look at how many close games that the Steelers have, right? And he has to kick a field goal for the Steelers to win the game.
What else did they say?
As far as what?
Was his career long?
Yeah, exactly. Thanks for bringing that up, JT. And, since we're talking about Chris Boswell, we get our first text of the day as well. Yes, give the serial killer a new contract.
Yes,
okay.
Thank you. He's 10th in the league right now in terms of total value of his contract, which was $20 million. Paid average per year 5. So he signed a 4-year. He signed a 4-year, $20 million contract.
Who's the highest paid?
Harrison Butker. His average is 6'4", $6.4 million per year. And then Jake Elliott. These are all the kickers ahead of Chris Boswell.
And
Harrison,
go ahead and talk as I
Harrison,
play this video as well. Let me.
Harrison Butker of the Chiefs is number 1. Jake Elliott is number 2. He's with the Eagles. Cameron Dicker of the Chargers. Evan McPherson of the Bengals. Graham Gano of the Giants. Kaimi Fairbairn of the Texans.
60-yard attempt. It would be a new career low for Boswell. For the lead. Sweeps the leg. 60-yarder. He's got it. Pittsburgh goes in front with 1:03 on the clock.
That one could have been from 70 yards.
2-time Pro Bowler.
At least 65.
And he nails it from long range.
670.
70 easy. If
Yeah.
you look at the height it came in,
They said
of the
that
uprights,
Yeah.
it could have been good from 70.
they actually said it had
Yeah.
distance for them.
But now I think what you want to see now is a lot more teams going for those longer field goals.
I don't want to see it. I just want to see Steelers do it.
I mean,
I don't want to see anyone else.
I said you'll see a lot of teams going for it.
I think it has to be situational, just like last night in the game. The kicker, who made the 59-yard field goal? I want to say the kicker from Minnesota. And was that before the half? It was right at the half.
Yeah, it was right at the half.
Yeah, so I don't think you'll have kickers kicking on a regular basis 60-yard field goals with 9 minutes left in the fourth quarter.
Well, actually, you do get a lot of kickers kicking 60-yard field goal, 58, 59.
But you didn't hear what I said. I said
on a regular basis.
I'm saying with 9 minutes left in the game, because what happens, you miss, now you give the other team field position.
Well, there's a lot of teams out there. There's a number of teams out there that'll do it because their defense disrespects the other team's offense. So that's why, you see a lot of teams trying to kick 58, 59, 60-yard field goals during the course of a game.
All right, so before we take our second break of the day, and we need to get Darnell Dinkins, the Super Bowl champ, on the line here after the break or during the break. The Steelers made a number of moves today. First of all, strong safety Deshaun Elliott suffered a knee injury in the game against the Jets and will miss at least a couple of weeks, according to NFL reporter Jordan Schultz. And the injury is being called the MCL sprain. Mike Tomlin had his press conference today as well, and he confirmed that Elliott will be out for a number of games. So what did the Steelers do? The Steelers went out and they actually brought in safety Jabrill Peppers, who was a surprise release by the Patriots on cutdown day. So he agreed to terms with Pittsburgh today. Ken, I know you really loved to hear that.
I did. I thought that this was a under the radar player that was out there who, in terms of a person to replace Deshaun Elliott, this is someone who plays well against the pass, plays well against the run, plays in the box type style, is a get down low to the line of scrimmage type safety, and I think he will fit in quite well within this secondary. I think we saw what we have in Jalen Ramsey, and I think we can't have we can't put someone else out there that is
he a dog or what?
He is
he
dog.
a dog? Jalen Ramsey.
He is a Pittsburgh Steeler, is what he is.
When he came up and made that hit on Sunday in the game, I was like, "Whoa!"
He made a comment about this is the first time in his career where he's been at an away game and felt the fans.
That's the question I asked him.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. But that was what he said. That was the first time in his career, and he's a vet. That says a lot about the Steelers fans. But yeah, I really like this signing of safety Jabrill Peppers.
And Jalen Ramsey is not like this is his second team. This is his fourth team. He's been Jacksonville,
Miami, LA,
and then now Pittsburgh. So yeah. And also another move the team made, actually signed wide receiver Raheem Jarrett, who spent each of the past 2 seasons with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and the Steelers released receiver Lance McCutcheon. Now, also had a question regarding Tyreek Hill, and I'm going to go around the table real quick before we go to break, and I'll start with Ralph. Tyreek Hill is in the news today for all the wrong reasons. Okay, he's being accused by his, I'm not sure if it's his current wife, ex-wife, estranged wife, okay, of domestic abuse. This happened some time ago, but it's coming up now, okay? Would you still be willing to sign him from a trade standpoint? Is that something the Steelers should consider, or hands off?
Well, I think there's a lot more going on with Tyreek. He's happy there with the quarterback situation. Talks about allegation, I think for a minute, I kind of, unless you can get him on a job with.
Page?
Touchy situation, be that still got it. I think he got to go somewhere now at his age, back with a big arm. I guess back with Patrick, something like that. Get the best out of him. Got to have a quarterback with a big.
So he's a good fit to go back to Kansas City.
Yeah,
you're thinking,
yeah.
Okay, Ken?
Yeah, I tend to lean toward staying away from someone like him. I
agree.
Do I think that in his prime or even now that he would be a great ad for the team? Sure. But I don't want to compare Calvin Austin to him, but I in my mind we have a similar type of player. And
I wouldn't go that far.
No, that's what I said. I said we have a similar type of player. When was the last time that Tyreek Hill caught a 30-yard pass down the field? It's been over a year. Right?
Okay.
So it's only the first game.
We're talking last year. So, what does he bring right now? Is he worth?
Well, I think we can all agree, just purely on his play, it would be a good move, right? But with the extra baggage, is what the question.
That's what I tend to stay
about.
That's what I tend to stay away from. We got a good thing right now, so far right now, and I think we can bat into.
And JT, we still want to see you, bro. Move over a little bit.
I'm coming.
There you go.
I'm coming.
All right.
I'm here.
All right, there you go.
Okay, so check this out. As far as Tyreek Hill goes, yes, you do want to sign. If you could get Miami to eat some of that contract,
okay,
because they paid him a hefty amount of money,
right?
Get Miami to eat some of that contract, or because if you have him, Calvin Austin, and DK Metcalf on the field at the same time, that secondary has to be honest. So it ain't like they're gonna be jumping up on the line of scrimmage trying to stop.
I say,
okay,
I say no.
Let me finish.
Yeah,
let me finish, because trying to match that speed in your secondary is going to be a problem. So, like I said, DK Metcalf, Tyreek Hill, and Calvin Austin. I think. And when did this happen, Kev?
Some time ago.
Yeah, I mean, do you know?
But
the exact particular? What year did it happen?
But here's.
You think she might be pissed off because maybe he don't want to?
We'll look during the break.
$1.5 million a month. Or,
but the thing about it, there's been a number of incidents. I'm not just talking about this latest incident. As people say, where there's smoke, there's fire.
Is he becoming the next AB?
Well, I think. I mean, if anybody has common sense,
that's hard to do.
If anybody has any common sense in the NFL, you don't even want to walk down that avenue, because they will blackball you just like they blackballed Terrell Owens, like they blackballed Antonio. But they actually blackballed themselves.
Don't say AB. AB blackballed himself.
So I just. And if you let me finish, bro.
I thought you said they blackballed him.
But they will blackball you.
And I'm saying
like they blackballed Terrell Owens, right? It wasn't his play on the field. But that's
a whole different.
I understand, Kev, but I'm just saying. I mean, look, what do they say? If you want to sign him with stipulations.
Yeah.
So if you do act a fool, guess what? We can let you go. No harm, no love lost. Bye. See you later.
So those of you that are listening and watching, the phone lines are still open. The phone number is on your screen, whichever way you connect it. Give us a call, text us, let us know what you think about possibly signing
Tyreek Hill.
I was going somewhere else. Tyreek Hill. Tyreek Hill. Also, do you think Aaron Rodgers still has it? That is the question of the day.
So what is your take on Tyreek Hill?
I say no. Now, what you talked about, JT, as far as performance on the field, I agree with you 100%.
Would you do it with stipulations, though?
I wouldn't do it at all. I wouldn't want the headache. You never know what
That's what the stipulations are for, right?
You never know what. Well, got to consider the locker room as well. So,
Well, like I said, that's why you have stipulation. But as far as you put them together,
and even to make a trade and have them take on some of that contract, you're giving up something, and even if it's a late round pick next year, they're not giving up draft capital unless it's going to be the right situation, like a DK type trade. That's just not it.
Mm-hmm. All right, so those were our takes on that, and we are overdue for a break. When we come back, we will have Super Bowl champ Darnell Dinkins from the University of Pittsburgh in the house, I should say, on the phone. And we will talk about the backyard brawl, West Virginia and Pitt traveling down to Morgantown. I will be there as well to cover that game. And we will also talk more Steelers as well. Do you believe in the Steelers run game? Do you believe in the Steelers defense? What's going on with Broderick Jones? And we will go around the NFL as well. So we'll do all of that and more when we return.
Looking for a cost-effective way to help increase your company's bottom line? Look no further than Soul Pit Media. With our award-winning print, internet, podcast, and Soul Pit television options, we can help your business get to that next level. For more information, contact Craig Dodson at 412-407-7685. That's 412-407-7685. And let Soul Pit Media take you to that next level.
Business owners thinking about back-to-school promotions and replacing summer flavors with pumpkin? What about your taxes? Reduce your stress and tax liabilities by planning for tax time now with Cameron Professional Services Group. CPSG takes your goals, values, and visions to create a custom tax plan catered specifically to your business. We work closely with you to ensure that as your business grows and goals shift, so will your custom plan. Located in the Hill District in Pittsburgh, PA, CPSG is a CPA and consultant firm, providing services in accounting, auditing, tax planning and preparation, community development, and operational management. Call Cameron Professional Services Group today at 412-251-0607.
Have you had the Beat by Niche experience? Beat by Niche is one of the top makeup artists in the city of Pittsburgh. She's touched the face of Cardi B, Love and Hip Hop personalities, and various Steeler wives. If you have not sat in her chair, what are you waiting for? Visit beatbyniche.com to schedule your special makeover for all occasions, weddings, graduations, proms, photo ops, and more. Visit beatbyniche.com and experience the touch of excellence.
Soldier Boy, tell them. Hey, I got this new dance for y'all called the Soldier Boy. You just gotta punch, then crank back 3 times from left to right. Soldier Boy, I'm in it. Why me crank it? Why me roll? Why me crank that Soldier Boy? That Superman, that now why me crank that Soldier? 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 Now what? Soldier Boy, I'm in it. Why me crank it? Why me roll? Why me crank that Soldier Boy? That Superman, that now why me crank that Soldier? 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 Now what? Soldier Boy, in it. Why me lean that? Why me rock? Superman, that yeah, why me crank that Robocop? Super friend, now why me jocking on them, hate them, man. When I do that, Soldier Boy, I lean to the left and crank that thing now. I'm jocking on you, and if we get the fight, then I'm coming.
And as they prepare for the home opener this week at Acrisure Stadium against the Seattle Seahawks. So go ahead, Ken.
I was gonna say, I just want to warn every Steeler fan out there. You want to see something kind of funny? Type in Dan Moore into Twitter. okay, and see what the Titans are learning about Dan Moore. Something the Steeler fans already knew before they paid him a good, $84 million.
Wow.
So
Wow.
I did have to note on that. So,
Okay. All right. So I'm Kevin Cameron. You just heard from Ken Craig. Ralph McCormick in the West Virginia gear. He's up here repping
we got the
for
powerhouse,
the University of West Virginia, and a legend of West Virginia. Mr. Major Harris is here as well, having a ball with us. And on the phone, this guy has a Super Bowl ring. He played with Drew Brees. He's out of the University of Pittsburgh. He's a Pitt Panther. Mr. Darnell Dinkins. What's up, Darnell?
Man, how's it going, guys, man?
What's up,
Pleasure being part of the show. What a great day to hear.
All right. There you go. There he is great. And I'm not sure, Darnell, if you had the opportunity, you played one of his clips, video clips from, back in the day. And he was shaking and baking, and he had that cannon arm throwing downfield. He was doing it all.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And
if anybody who lived in Pittsburgh, was from the Hill District, if you was not a Major Harris fan, then you lived in the shadow of what was to come if you played football and sports there, because he was such a legend. I mean, he was an icon with the flag quarterback is today. And you look at guys like Kyler Murray, have been playing now. He would definitely not only surpass a lot of things being done, but he would have had a real opportunity to showcase his talent a lot of NFL teams. So, it's a pleasure always, with him, and his talent supersedes, so many things in the Black culture and what it meant to the quarterback as a whole.
There you go. Shoot, we should all have Major Harris shirts on today.
Oh, we should.
We should have it on. You know what I'm saying?
Not number 7.
Yeah, not number 7.
Sorry, that was a stray, man. I'm sorry.
Good one, kid. All right. So, there's a big game going on this week down up in Happy Valley. No, I'm just kidding. Down in Morgantown, about hour 15 minutes from Pittsburgh.
That's if you're
or Major, do you make it in less time?
Slow driver.
You're a slow driver? I don't know, Mage. Come on, man. You good. Tell us a story, Mage. Now, just say you're going 90 miles an hour. This is when you were playing college day, right? You get pulled over. Have you ever been pulled over by a state trooper going to West Virginia? Close to the mic.
Yeah, one time I got pulled. It's funny. One time I got pulled over. It was airplane, I guess.
Wow.
Yeah, it wasn't.
Okay.
It wasn't with the radar gun. It was from an airplane. I had to cross one line, and they clocked me at going, say, 8, 7. I tried to get out of it. I'm on my way to start training camp. He said, well, I don't have nothing to do with that because they got you up.
So they still gave you a ticket.
Yeah.
So was it a Pennsylvania trooper or was it a West Virginia trooper?
It was in Waynesburg.
Waynesburg, Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
Okay, so
well, he's probably pissed off at you since you didn't go to Pitt
or Penn State.
Right.
Okay. All right. So, like I said, this is a 3:30 game down in Morgantown. Darnell, what do you think? Matter of fact, before you give us your thoughts on the game, how many times did you play West Virginia?
I played them for 5 years. The first time I played them, they had an amazing team. Mike Logan was still there. He blew us out. Then one of my good buddies when I was a junior, we all played in the Rommel Brooklyn Ball, camp up in New York, for the Jets facility where I first met Amy Zeraway. And when he got to West Virginia, he was one of the freakiest running backs that I've ever faced in terms of trying to catch him in space. I was in between playing quarterback and receiver and safety and linebacker. So I've experienced West Virginia in many different ways. Jerry Porter was one really good receiver that they had. And Mike Boulder went to Central Catholic, so he played some really good games against them. And overall, I think the series was we won the biggest game when we went down to West Virginia in P. Gonzalez, and we went in a 3 overtime winning and actually getting a bid for our first bowl game in over a decade. So, there's been some really good, games. And the only thing that happened when we went down in West Virginia is that Chris Schneider, our fullback, got hit in the hand with a Coke can. He was told not to take his helmet off, but he did, and a can came screaming at his head. So, there's some really good memories, some really good battles against West Virginia every year.
All right, and your record? What's your record?
My record against them was 1-4.
1-4. Wow, that's not good. You're making Ralph over here too happy. And Major, what was your record against Pitt? 1-1. Wow. Okay. Now, what is your perspective on the game, Darnell?
I think, right now, I think.
And again, this is the 108th backyard brawl.
I think this year coming into it, I think, when you start looking at signal callers, I feel it's having some issues. I think Holstein is finding his streak, he's finding his groove, he's throwing the ball. He's from Zachary, Louisiana. So, with someone up north, I was actually on a plane with him and his dad when they were actually going there. And just everything they said coming from Alabama, I can tell through. He anticipates throws. He's been throwing the ball good. And I think when you look at that, with him finding Reed and just the way they've been playing with the last few, Reed playing well and Williams and Johnson, all their crew, I think they're going to be a little bit too much to handle. I think they're going to win this one 31-17.
31, 2 touchdowns. Okay. Mage? Right. Ohio University. Yep.
Saying what? Still early in the year. Hopefully we.
Anyone watching the YouTube channel saw the laugh after he gave that out. All right, I like that. I like it.
Ralph?
Well, got a couple big injuries. Lost our running back, wide receiver.
Making excuses already?
Reality. It's facts. That's not, I'm stating the facts.
Okay.
Or,
all right.
And, like Major said, a lot of new coming in. So this program's a rebuilding process. It is established that they got something right direction here the past couple. All that being said, anything can happen in a backyard.
Okay.
Anything can happen.
Extra motivation for your head coach? What's his name?
I
Rich
like
Rod?
the coach. I like to hear Major thoughts, but I like Rodriguez. I like how he talks. I like, I think back in the day, he was guys up from 40, he's bringing up on how he's recruiting. Anything can happen. So this is one of those games, Pitt got to be prepared. West Virginia coming off a loss. Might have that fire, but it's a battle, try to get this.
Okay, and the quarterback, Nico Marchiol, if I can pronounce the name correctly, red shirt junior out of Arizona, and right now stats are shaky. Only 1 touchdown in I think 2 games, 1 interception and 402 yards passing as well. So I'm not sure who's behind him. If there's a chance, if he doesn't play well, that maybe the backup quarterback, Jalen Henderson, who's a red shirt senior, I'm not sure if they would consider putting him in. And so, yeah, he's actually from L.A., and I don't believe he played yet this year. No, I take that back. He has played 4 attempts and 44 rush yards. Passing, I don't see any passing yards here. So something to look out for. Tim, what do you think? What are your thoughts?
On this game, like you were mentioning about the quarterbacks, Eli Holstein already eight touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Desmond Reed's been on fire so far. You know, I gotta lean with Pitt, guys. I'm sorry, I have to lean with Pitt. You know, over under. I mean, it's gonna be a high scoring game. I think what was the over under on this? 57.5 points, total points.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be a fun game. But like you said, anything can happen in a backyard brawl. We all know. I have a family member who is pretty well known for missing a important field goal in that game. My cousin Patrick. So, yeah, it's. Ugh.
Patrick, tell the people, Patrick.
Yeah, McAfee.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there
Pat
you go. The
McAfee.
great Pat McAfee.
Yeah, missed that field goal. He said he had death threats for quite some time after that. You know, it's a great game. I'm just happy the game's back. Let's start there. Like, I'm happy that game is back.
Yeah.
And it's an ongoing thing. But yeah, I think Pitt rolls them.
Okay. JT, you have a take on this, bro?
Well, with the backyard brawl anymore, I don't think. Excuse me. History lately has shown that there's really no home field advantage. It plays at West Virginia, to me. But I know it's a rowdy place to play at, and you're going to beat West Virginia. You better jump on top of them fast, because if not, it could be a long day for Pitt. But at the same time, I just want a good, clean, a hard-hitting game. But the judgment's still out. I don't know about neither one of these teams because, who did Pitt beat up on? They beat
Central Michigan.
And who else?
Central Michigan and Duquesne.
Duquesne.
Right. So
Ralph's other school.
Michigan lost to Ohio and beat Robert Morris.
Those are games you're supposed to win.
Yeah, those are right. So until I haven't seen them play that top talent yet, or somebody in their conference that, okay, now we're going to see what they're made of. But like I said, with all the transfer portals, but I don't think any of us really know what's going to happen because the judgment's still out on both of them. So
yeah, so
we'll
Pitt beat.
but I'm going to say West Virginia is going to win at home.
You're going with West Virginia?
Yeah.
Okay, so Pitt.
Nice pick.
Last week, Pitt beat Central Michigan 45-17, and West Virginia went down to Ohio University. What was score that game?
17-10.
So I was going to say 17-10, but I wasn't sure. Okay, so West Virginia looks to bounce back, and Pitt
you said
looks to
Ohio State, right?
Ohio University.
Oh, Ohio
That's in
University.
Zanesville.
I know. I just was making sure we're on the same page here. All right.
Not Ohio. My cousins, Bobby Cameron School.
We understand that West Virginia lost to Ohio.
Yeah.
Like that's, it's not Ohio State. We're talking about Ohio.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, but
and Pitt lost their Youngstown State.
To be honest with you, I believe Ohio University has a respectable team. I really do. And I'm not sure if my cousin Bobby Cameron is listening, but if he's listening, he's an alum and he was a standout wide receiver for Ohio University, and he should call in. Matter of fact, I think I'll text him.
And you know what else you see too?
In the camp, they answer you. Ohio University is 3 points away or 4 points away from being 2-0. They lost the record 34-31. So when you look at what they've been doing, the Rutgers is now a Big Ten team, and now deal with West Virginia, and now they're going into Ohio State next week. They start off with 2 Big Ten teams and 1 Big 12 team, so they are definitely contenders in terms of their MAC conference. But they played well against West Virginia last week. They're not duds, and they are really a really good team offensively. I think West Virginia is still going to have some struggles against Pitt this week.
And you know what else tends to change my mind a little bit too? Is like when you see. It's the perfect example of when you get into the bowl games. Play a lot of these teams from different conferences that, like we were talking about Ohio University, or I was thinking of what's the one Marshall University, where they get damn near the whole team did the transfer portal, but they went into the bowl game and they rolled last year. So when you see different teams from different conferences that you're not used to seeing, then that I can say. But West Virginia and Pitt, we see them pretty much a lot. I mean, it was absent for a while, but I just think that Pitt has been getting the better recruits lately.
Nothing would surprise me, but here's where I want to go with this. Major, tell everybody about the environment in West Virginia when there's a West Virginia football game.
Crazy. I played, you really can't see what's really outside of it. I went back to finish up. Well, my claim to fame is played for a national championship. Then when I went back to school, when they went, really should have played for a national championship. So I got to see it on both sides, tailgating and all that. So it's definitely, you know what I mean. They was part in the school.
Yeah. And I think Penn State was pretty close as well. And Darnell, from a visiting standpoint, what about that environment?
I think if you never, never leaving the Hill District until really college and seeing all the trailer parks and everything down in West Virginia, it's a bit of an eerie feeling. You know what I'm saying? So,
oh boy, shots fired. Yep.
Right. So all the trailer parks, it's a different environment, and it's something that you instantly understand. The fans are right on your back. Like there's not much space between the out of bounds and the wall where the stadium, where the fans are at. So you really got a lot of people not only in your ear, but it's loud. It's a really good college environment. They come there. It's their Steelers team in West Virginia, and when they come out, they're coming to disrupt the other teams. And I think the environment is something that you look to play for. It's sad that this year they lost, such a good back in C.J. Donaldson. I think he would have changed the perspective of what they would have been able to put out now that he's at Ohio State. But I think that it's an electrifying atmosphere. But I think they have to come out fast and quick, or else they're picking away with this. The crowd won't be a factor.
All right, we have a phone call. Let me see if I could get the caller on. Let me move this over. And caller, are you there? All right, hold tight 1 minute. Let me see if I can make an adjustment here. If you could hear me, give me 1 minute.
What was your record at Pitt Stadium?
That's my claim. Talk about is after the game, walked home.
Yeah, you walked to the crib.
Yeah, that was crazy.
So they gave you the money for.
Okay, caller, can you hear me? Caller, can you hear me? Give me 1 more minute. See if I can make another adjustment. Caller, can you hear me? One more time. Caller, can you hear me? All right, so we're having a phone issue. So what I'll do, go ahead and hang up, and I'll call you back to get you on. So go ahead and hang up. I'll call you back to get you on.
Well, the last time I went to West Virginia game in Pitt Stadium, the loudspeaker, the announcer for the stadium got kicked out of there. I think it was at halftime because he was on the mic and he said, "Excuse me, but somebody left their tractor lights on." And this is real. You can look it up. It's West Virginia license plate number, West Virginia EIEIEIO. And I'm serious. And they went in and they fired him at like halftime.
Darnell made a great point. It reminded me of something. I used to live right across the street. Walk across. In Mountaineer.
Oh, okay,
Mountaineer
Mountaineer
across the
City.
street. My dad would come down. We go to every game, and so we were like 5 rows back, and they played Miami. Orange Sapp came down to the end zone of the student section. They were throwing oranges. He tried to climb into the student section to fight. My dad said, "What's going on? You got to get me out of here." It was the craziest environment, though. Like West Virginia always brings it. I know you're going to sell out for this. Always pack that house.
Oh yeah.
The team. It's an environment when you come down there, especially in a rivalry game. I know what you're talking about. There's no advantage because anybody can win. Got to bring it because the way the fans come out.
Okay, cool. So we do have our caller on the line. So I wanted to get my cousin Bobby Cameron on the line because, like I said, he played for Ohio U, a standout wide receiver. And Bobby, what years did you play?
I played from 84 to 88.
84 to 88. And Mage, when did you play?
Actually 89. I had a redshirt year.
Mage, when did you play?
I played 6 to.
Okay, so
you know what's crazy? I threw my first touchdown.
Is that right? What year?
86.
87.
87. So you two played against each other, even though you were
we beat
on opposite sides.
My first touchdown pass was caught by Harvey Smith.
Oh yeah, Terry's brother.
Yeah,
from Alabama.
It was Harvey.
Yeah.
It was, I think it was a 65, 70-yard touchdown.
No, it was almost, here's what's funny. I tell the story all the time. It was like on the 12, 13-yard line. It was raining. I threw the ball, slipped out my hand, so I thought it was going to be incomplete. The crowd went crazy. So I was like, damn, the hell going on? Then I threw my hand up like I
you did on purpose.
Harvey made me look good to make a long story short.
Yeah. Harvey Smith.
I remember that game, man. I broke my ankle in the first quarter.
He was always breaking something.
During the coin toss.
I didn't mean to shake you like that, man.
He said I didn't mean to shake you like that.
People who never played back then in Mountaineer Stadium, they had this crown in the middle of the field, man. I don't know. You guys probably used to it playing there. But if you jump and you don't land right, you hit the edge of that crown, you're going to roll your ankle.
Crown of the field.
And I rolled my ankle right in the middle of the field, man, on the kickoff return.
All right, so let me set the stage again. All right. We're having a great time. My name is Kevin Cameron, JT to my right. Ken Craig to his right. Around the table, Ralph McCormick, big alum at West Virginia. The legend is here. Major Harris, two-time Heisman finalist. On the phone, Super Bowl champ Darnell Dinkins out of the University of Pittsburgh, won a Super Bowl with Mr. Drew Brees, and also who just joined the conversation, my cousin Bobby Cameron, who played for Ohio U and was a standout wide receiver. And one year, I think, Bobby, you were the number 2 receiver at one time in college football behind Chris Carter, maybe, if I could remember.
Yeah, it was 86, and it was, I was number 5, and he was 4, something like that.
But I think at one time you were 2, so maybe by the end of the year.
Yeah, at one time.
You slid down. So I always go with the best. You know what I'm saying? So,
all I can say to the Mountaineer folks on the call, you're only as good as what you've recently done, and I think we were victors the other night.
That's right, and that's why I wanted to get you on, because they were trying, some people, not all people, right, were trying to poo-poo Ohio U. And I said, well, wait a minute. I said, I think Ohio U has a respectable football team. Can you let everybody know about Ohio U?
Yeah, they do. They have a very respectable team these days. In fact, we were all at the MAC championship game last year when they beat Miami. And then they went on to win their bowl game, too. So, yeah, they got a respectable program. Zolich set the groundwork there.
Okay, and I hear that you all really should have beat Rutgers. That was your first game of the year, correct?
Yep. We had a couple miscues. I believe we lost by 4 points, something like that.
Okay.
Yep.
Got you. So we're going through all of this to say Pitt can't go down to Morgantown and sleep West Virginia. Okay, I
don't know, man. All I know is we gave Pitt the groundwork to win their backyard brawl, man. That's all I can say.
And what's
defense?
Okay. And the quarterback for West Virginia, what did you think about him? Because you watched the whole game, right?
Yeah, I did. He was decent. he ain't a Major Harris, but he was okay.
Most people aren't. Yeah.
He was okay. I think what happened early on is their star running back got taken out of the game. I don't know if he'll be playing this week, but it looked pretty severe to me.
Okay.
Yeah, I think
And now this week, I was just looking at the AP top 25, and I need to bring that back up. But I believe Ohio U plays Ohio State this week. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay.
Here.
Okay, they're in Columbus, and I know you're not going because you don't like Ohio State like me. And everybody at this table agree, and we're going all the way back. You know, we didn't like Ohio State. Bobby lives in Columbus right now, right? But we're both from out.
Best kept secret on the East Coast, man, is Columbus, Ohio. I live downtown.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So
Cool.
not all of us. That's
Growing progressive city right now, man. It ain't the farm country it used to be in the 80s.
No, it ain't. I lived there from
All right.
05 to 09.
So what I'm getting to, growing up, we didn't like Ohio State just because Tony Dorsett should have had Heisman Trophy twice, and they ended up giving it to Archie Griffin. So can we all agree Tony Dorsett should have won it twice?
Tony Dorsett was the man.
Yep.
Yeah, for sure.
And he should have won it twice. And you know what's funny is I live probably less than a quarter of a mile away from Archie Griffin, so I see him walking all the time, and I remind him of Tony Dorsett.
Okay, cool. So looking at I wanted to ask you about one other thing too, Bobby, before letting you go. And it slipped my mind. I'm showing my age. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to filibuster a little bit. We're going to talk about the AP top 25 to see if there's some other games, and hopefully I'll get back to it. So hold tight. All right. So we got Penn State. Yep. We got Penn State, who is the number 2 team in the country. They're really not playing anyone. They're playing Villanova this coming week. Now, Darnell, I was letting everyone know that you have 2 sons that play for Penn State, correct? And
they're playing. Oh, go ahead.
Now tell us about that big touchdown this past week.
It was nice. You know, they went a little bit of play action. After play action, rolled out to the right. Then hit the first receiver in the flat. The little came across the field, 15 yards on field, caught in the end zone. There was a nice, progression. It was a slow game. Even though they won 34-0, the game still played like it was 14-7. The offense with Drew Aller hasn't really been clicking, and they are trying to find a way to, spread the ball around. Last year during their playoff run, really wasn't hitting their receivers, but they found a way. They got a guy from USC who's been playing really well, and a couple other receivers that they all wanted on their board. I mean, they're playing well as they getting better than they did last year as far as the person's ball, but they're not really, getting in the end zone. So they did really show some connection going against Villanova before they play Oregon next week after that.
Cool. Now, was it appropriate to have Ohio State number 1 over Penn State at this point?
I think going into the season, Texas, everybody loved Manning. Everybody said what Texas could do. It was a brawl. They went there and they physically beat up Texas. So I think if anything, the Penn State not barely beating, but not really putting together an impressive win against Nevada. They won the game, but once again, it wasn't a dominant game. The game they should have won. They still won, but it wasn't dominant. So Ohio State going to number 1 after beating Texas, it probably should have been a 1-2 game. And I think now Penn State has the ball in their court, whether they start putting up the productivity. But I think people kind of Big Ten is a very strong conference now when you got Oregon and Washington and UCLA and USC. So it's going to be interesting to see how they go through this season with some of those bigger components before they get to Ohio State.
Okay, so nice game that is coming up as well this week. And as I look at the top 25, we have LSU, who is number 3, and they are facing Florida this Saturday at 7:30. Oregon, as I like to say, at Northwestern. They're number 4. University of Miami is number 5. Number 6, we have Georgia at Tennessee. Number 7, you brought up Texas. They slid all the way down to Texas. Manning, he played better last week, didn't he? From what I saw?
Yeah. 4 touchdowns.
Okay, so it was good to see that he bounced back. Another team that I can't stand is Notre Dame. Somebody in here has a family member that plays for
Yes,
Notre
sir.
Dame.
Caught his first touchdown last week.
Markey Gilbert?
Micah Gilbert.
Micah.
Yeah,
Say it again.
Micah, number 14, wide receiver.
Okay. I'll root for him.
And he's from your people.
Oh, yeah. I'm rooting for him all the way.
The Gilbert family.
Yeah. I'm rooting. Yeah. I just don't like Notre Dame, though. All right. Illinois is number 9 and Florida State number 10. South Carolina 11. Clemson is number 12 as they face Georgia Tech at 12. And I'm trying to see if there's any other notables as I slide down the AP Top 25. I'm happy to see Alabama. I can't stand them. They're number 19. I hope that they get out of the top 25. Basically, their coach is on the hot seat. So they won last week. I'm not sure how much he can do, and I forget his name off the top of my head. But I don't try to remember those guys from Alabama anyway. So yeah, he bounced back with a victory, and we'll see what happens with Alabama. I did have a chance to watch a little bit of that Michigan game this past week, and they lost. And they slid down to number 23. So they slid down like 8 spots.
And just to jump in, I didn't want to mess up your mojo there.
I'm done.
But
Yep.
Kalen DeBoer
There you
of Alabama
there you go.
came over from Washington, took Washington to a seemed to be going too well down there. Sometimes it takes a little bit. It doesn't all change in one year.
But Alabama, they're impatient.
Right now.
They're impatient down there. But I'm going to let Bobby go after I ask him the question of the day. That's what I wanted to ask Bobby.
Can I make a comment really quick? Just about Bobby really fast. So, Bobby Cameron, still the single game.
Yes.
Holds a single game record for the most, or he's second for most receptions in a game. For his game, 1986 against Penn State. Bobby Cameron with 12 receptions.
Big
still
game.
held today.
Big game. That's my cousin.
Yep, thank you. Appreciate it.
Absolutely.
That's my claim to fame. But I try to tell my kids that these days they don't think I played football, so I have to bring that stat up to show them every once in a while.
Yeah. Thank goodness for technology.
Absolutely.
Yeah. We were just sitting up here. What can I say? Salivating after watching Major Harris highlights. Yeah, we were like, wow, that's pretty incredible.
Absolutely.
And,
we will carry
So
on.
I know. Major Harris mentioned Harvey Smith. I know Harvey Smith gets a lot of credit for being from the Gateway area, but Harvey Smith was actually born in Aliquippa. I used to play youth football with Harvey Smith.
We all did. Yeah.
Yep, we all did. Yep.
So, and I'm glad you mentioned that too. And I'm not used to calling you Bobby, but I'm going to make it official. So Bobby, he didn't go to Aliquippa. He went to Ambridge. So he was from Aliquippa. He played for Ambridge. And also, a lot of people get it.
Good ways away, ain't it?
No, it's across the river. And a lot of people get it twisted, too, with Tony Dorsett. Tony Dorsett went to Oatwell High School, but he's from Aliquippa. So there were a lot of people from Aliquippa that went elsewhere, my point. Okay, but thanks for bringing that up, Ken.
You're welcome.
And so Bobby is going to like you even more because we sat here one day. What take was it, Bobby, that you said you really liked when I showed it to you? Ken's take. And I know Miles Garrett.
No. Mason?
Yeah.
Yeah. I got you.
That whole take.
No, I'm just. We have a lot. We have a powerhouse set of guests tonight. So,
Big time, man.
I want to shout out everyone. So.
Everybody can't do this.
No.
Everybody can. Hey, people need to, tune in to Soul Tape.
Yep.
Yeah. This is what we do. And we're bringing more fire. So Everybody stay posted. As I mentioned, we have over 36,000 YouTube subscribers right now, and it has grown. So we're going to continue to try to bring good content. All right, so Bobby, before we let you go, a question of the day from a Steelers standpoint, and I know we were exchanging texts a little bit, before the game and talked after the game and everything. Mr. Aaron Rodgers, number 8 for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Would you say he's back?
Yes, I think he played a good game, considering that Broderick Jones almost got him killed 300 times. But I do think he played a good game. I really forgot. I used to always call Aaron Rodgers a flick of the wrist quarterback because that guy can release that ball fast and quick and in a hurry, man, and get it there on a rope. And he did that a couple times during the Jets game. So, yeah, I think he's back. And to Darnell Dinkins, it was good to see. And I pray for my cousin all the time, but my first cousin's son is Zariah Fisher, who played for Penn State. So it was good to see him back on the field after being plagued with injuries for the last 4 years. And I know he knows your boys.
Darnell, are you still there?
Say it again. I just couldn't hear you guys.
No, I was saying to you, it was good to see. Zariah Fisher is my first cousin's son. And it was good to see him back on the field. He's been plagued with injury since he's been there. So it was good to see him back on the field. And I know he speaks highly of your boys.
Yeah, he was a good kid, and working with him and everything. Like, I'm glad to see that he got over his injury and got a chance to just play around. They got so many talented players up there. They're gonna have a good season. So I'm excited to see the season. But thank you for those compliments on my son.
Yep, no problem.
All right, we'll let you go, man.
Hey, man, thanks for getting me on.
Okay. Yeah.
Thanks for joining.
All right.
Hey, when you're down, when you look up at the pick'ems, me and Ken's at the top.
Oh yeah.
I'm sorry.
He had to throw that jab. He had to throw that jab. But stay tuned, everybody, because we'll be picking all the games for week 2 of the NFL here shortly. All right, man. We'll catch you later.
All right.
Okay. All right. Still with us, Darnell?
Still here, guys.
Okay, cool. So where we are with our agenda, we move things around as we need to. Won't be able to get everything in that we had planned today. The Pittsburgh Pirates, the WNBA, and the U.S. Open Championships that happened this past week, which is
I'll tell
okay.
you something that's pretty slick.
What's that?
Is them Asia Wilson and them and the Las Vegas Aces?
Yeah,
going for 15 in a row.
Pretty good.
That's it. Because they started out kind of slow.
Anytime you could do 15 in a row.
15 in a row.
Yep. Yeah, for sure.
Like
thanks for bringing that up.
Yeah.
Hey,
All right.
Since we have a Super Bowl champion tight end here on the phone, Darnell, what did you think of Tyler Warren's first week with the Indianapolis Colts?
I thought that he did well. I think the Colts surprised a lot of people. I think they thought Miami would go in there and do well. And it's not just Tyler Warren; it's this whole Penn State crew. You got Brennan down in Jacksonville. So Brennan Strange, who had a really good week. He had 4 catches. So you start looking at this tight end position at Penn State, Fryer and Khalil, my son. Not to bring about him, but it falls right to that same perspective of they play against so many top-notch defensive ends and linebackers and safeties in practice. You look at Brisker with the Bears last night, who's another Penn State guy playing safety. And when you're constantly going against top talent, it's naturally going to progress you into the top-notch type player. So I thought Tyler Warren was going to go out there, and it's like being at practice for Penn State. And I think they're going to keep seeing production from them as the season goes on.
All right, so what we'll do, we'll hop right into the NFL, and we are at 7:55 p.m. We do need to make our picks, so we will be a little over, but if anyone has to hop off or leave, please let me know. I'm thinking we'll probably be 10 minutes over here, if that's okay with everyone. But if not, no hurt feelings or anything. I definitely understand. Okay. All right. So around the NFL, some of the games that stood out this past week, Cincinnati at Cleveland. To me, it still seems as though Cincinnati is starting slow. I understand Cleveland's field goal kicker missed, a couple hits?
Yeah, what was it, 2? I think it was something like, 2 extra points, actually.
Man, I'm so fed up with Cincinnati right now. Cost me a couple months.
Yeah, but Cleveland looks good. I don't like to give compliments out to Cleveland.
Joe Flacco, 290 yards thrown.
Yeah, but he had 2 interceptions though.
One bounced off of the receiver. But yeah, they look like they can compete.
Ooh, okay. Myles Garrett looked good.
Yeah, 2 sacks.
Oh yeah. You got Jamar Chase. We can't be doing this with 2 catches for 26 yards. I thought maybe he got hurt.
Right.
And I don't think T. Higgins was because look, Cleveland held Cincinnati to 158 yards total offense, 45 yards rushing and 113 yards passing.
Something else. All right.
They got a defense.
Cleveland's
defense is real.
Another game that I'm just going to throw out. It really wasn't a marquee game, but just because he's in New York and he played for the Steelers last year, Russell Wilson, the New York Giants.
No. Skip.
Yeah, that's
should he be the starting quarterback?
No. Jackson Dart
next
should
week.
be the starting quarterback.
Well,
I believe you got to take over
this week coming.
Yeah, I think that they're waiting for their offensive line to get fully healthy and put Jackson Dart in. They don't want him to get killed back there.
So Washington won 21-6. Jaden Daniels 233 yards.
But guess what? If you don't get him in there, Daniels going to lose his job. Point blank. He's walking on thin ice as it is.
Who? Who'd you say?
The Giants coach.
Oh, yeah.
Dable.
Yeah.
All right. San Fran at Seattle sticks out 49-17. Seahawks 13. It sticks out to me because of Christian McCaffrey. Went down with the injury, though.
Yeah, I mean, he's always
he was injured.
But he had a hell of a game. What did you think about the Philadelphia-Dallas game, the first game of the season?
Yeah, I thought
CeeDee Lamb, he doesn't drop. He might drop once in a while, but he dropped 3.
He blew the game.
The last
I'm
one,
glad you brought that up. You're a Cowboys fan, right?
I abandoned him this year. I'm done with Jerry. I'm done. So
okay,
that's a good call. Welcome.
What about
we will accept you?
Michael Parsons had 1.5 sacks.
So what about Pickens though? Another dumb
clothesline in the red zone.
A dumb play for a penalty that hurt his team.
That's what he does. Yeah, that's what he does.
All right. Detroit at Green Bay. I was surprised about this. 27-13 Green Bay.
Yeah, and Detroit's offense looked like they are a little lost without their offensive coordinator right now.
And their defense coordinator.
And their defensive
they lost
coordinator.
both of them.
Yeah, you know what blew my mind?
What's that?
Jameer Gibbs changed his number.
From 26 to 0. Did you see that? Yeah. Threw me off.
All right.
Like, who's this?
Houston at LA Rams, and I'm bringing this up because of Matthew Stafford. I had concerns going into the year.
You still have concerns.
Bad back. I should still have concerns.
Yes.
Yeah.
Neither team looked good. It was just that fumble at the end.
14-9, the Rams.
I thought the Texans would play much better against them. I was a little surprised, but I thought the Texans would go out there and play well, and they still seem like they're trying to put it together with C.J. Stroud and everything. So.
Is he regressing? Is he regressing?
I don't know if regressing, but it may probably see. Like what I see about professional athletes, and I was watching it, last night in the Minnesota game, and it speaks volumes to me on being a professional. And Jefferson, mind you, he's a young kid, but go out there with Memphis on, the shine and everything, and like there's a way that you go into the game where it's like you're building every year. It just seems like the league nowadays are so flashy, and guys got their social media followers, and they got this and that. Like to see teams, like you don't really see. It seems like a bunch of individuals, and the football's a hard sport. I said this last year, like. There's not like a team that feel like people out there playing for each other. It's like individuals who just want to put on for camera. You see a guy losing. Like I was watching the Ravens game, and you see. I don't want to jump to a different game, but just the maturity it takes to keep a lead and to really put on the gas and finish things. You don't see that anymore because guys are just playing for themselves this thing. So I'm sorry to stress this point, but it's just like the team concept in the NFL is starting to get lost in individuals. I feel like.
I totally agree with you. The only teams I could probably say that come even close to something like that are Raiders. As Pete Carroll got them, looked like he got them together playing as a unit, and the Commanders.
Yeah.
That's the only two teams I could.
I'd like to make a comment. I treat the first game of the season like the final preseason. Because really, preseason, really all the guys don't really play together.
Good point.
You know what I mean? They might have one receiver out there, but the quarterback ain't out there. So I look at week 2 is where the teams are going to start to show their true form.
Okay.
So this week, it's just like with Miami, they played terrible. A lot of the quarterbacks, like he that good, saying he might have digressed. I think this week is going to show really true form where these teams were at compared to last week.
And Darnell, I would suspect since you were a undrafted free agent, right? So you played during the preseason, right?
Oh, every game.
Yeah. So, but I'm just.
So we said like Daniel Jones sucked with New York. He was not the type of quarterback he needed. He left.
Yeah.
Jeff Richardson, who's supposed to be the man in there. Both decided to revamp their team, and you got a rookie in Tyler Warner, we just talking about, goes out and has 7 catches. His first week, he rushed the ball one time, but they're trying to develop their team, and they're not playing around in Indianapolis. They really want to win, and you can see that in some teams, but you would hope that moving forward, you'll see things like May said, start to gel, start to come around. Things like the Baltimore Ravens got a nasty taste in their mouth after being up against Buffalo and losing that game. And then the answer in the stands, like, there's some things that you just stay away from when you're the top tier quarterback making so much money. How can somebody in the stands affect you that much? But, right.
Got you. And we'll put a wrap to around the NFL for week 1 there because of the interest of time. We don't want to be too late past our 8 o'clock time frame. So
Hey, Kev.
yes.
I think Major might be allergic to your picks.
Oh, is that what it is? Is that what it is? All right. We'll see. So what we'll do to close the show out, we'll do our week 2 NFL picks. And again, everyone, if you watch the recording and you have your picks as well, you can always text us your picks in also. And if you would like to join the official Pittsburgh's DSEN League, text us and I'll make sure you get the relevant information so you could compete with us on a weekly basis. I know, Ralph, that you did it. Your wife did it. I know that she beat you too. Is she talking smack?
Wow, dude.
Man, why you stirring up trouble?
I'm just saying.
Do a nice show.
I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying.
Strays all night.
Man.
Wow.
All right. So, and it's not too late. Okay, because we have weekly winners as well as season winners. So if you join now, you will have 16 opportunities to be a weekly winner. A couple people in the studio, they're gloating. So, we'll leave it at that. So let me get my music ready. Cue it up.
And we can talk about our fantasy team too in your league. Family league.
All right. So we have the music ready, and let me make sure I have the week 2 scores, and we have to be fast on our feet, fellas. We'll go
start on that side.
We're gonna start on this side.
I don't want you picking after me, man.
All right. No, we're gonna start with Darnell on the phone, and then Ralph, then Mage, then Ken. I'm going last. Then Ken, and then JT.
That's all.
Okay.
Are these unofficial? Because I haven't entered my stuff at home. I get a right to change.
Yes, you do have a right to change.
Yep.
You got up until Thursday night to change that game.
All right. But the people want to know. All right. So we're going with you first, Darnell. Once you hear the music, and I give the game, we're off and running. We say,
got it. Let's go.
Oh, he's off. Buster.
We save the Pittsburgh game for last, okay? All right, week 2, NFL football. We have the Thursday matchup, September 11th, Washington at Green Bay.
Washington.
I'm going with Green Bay.
I'm going Green Bay at home as well. So we move on to Sunday, September 14th. We have Jacksonville traveling to Cincinnati. 1 p.m. game. Bengals. Jacksonville. All right, the next game on the schedule, we have the New York Football Giants going to Dallas.
Dallas in a rout.
Unfortunately, Dallas.
George Pickens breakout game. Cowboys.
Well,
You can't. Already died.
are you sure? It's unanimous. It's Dallas. Chicago at Detroit. And Detroit, turn you up a little bit. For you? All right. So we have Chicago at Detroit. And Detroit comes back after the opening game loss. They both need to bounce back, really.
Yeah, Detroit.
Detroit for me as well. Okay, L.A. Rams at Tennessee.
Rams.
I'm not sure.
Okay, I'm going Rams too. Did you go Rams again? Yep. It was so fast, I missed it. All right. New England at Miami. Will Tyreek Hill be okay? Will Tua be okay? What'd you say, Darnell?
I'm going with New England myself.
I'm taking Miami too, man. All right. That game is in Miami. All right. So we have San Fran 49ers traveling to New Orleans.
49ers.
Yeah, San Francisco 49ers.
San Fran. All right. Was that unanimous?
Yep.
I think so. All right. Buffalo Bills traveling to MetLife Stadium in New York.
Oh. I gotta take the Bills.
I'm going to go with the Bills.
Bills. All right, we have Cleveland traveling to, what is that, stadium in Baltimore? NFC. All right.
Baltimore, yep.
I don't know. Maybe we all the answer. We could have break on Baltimore, but I'm going with Baltimore.
Unanimous, Baltimore. And they better not lose after being up 15 points in the fourth quarter. All right. Denver at Indy. 4-5 game Sunday.
Denver.
Indy. All right, Carolina at Arizona. Cardinals. AZ. Okay, Arizona. Philly Eagles at Kansas City. Court 25. Darnell said Eagles. Brown Eagles. Atlanta at Minnesota. That's the Sunday night game, 8:20.
Minnesota.
Unanimous, everybody? Unanimous?
Yep.
Unanimous? You going Atlanta route? Okay, man. Minnesota. Here, baby. Minnesota. All right. A party here as well, Minnesota. All right. Tampa Bay at Houston. There's 2 games on Monday Night Football. This was a 7 p.m. game. Tampa at Houston. Baker Mayfield.
And then the Houston and the
Only pick one. So
no, I got to say
okay.
Buccaneers.
I'm going with the Texans.
Okay, I'm going Tampa Bay as well. Los Angeles Chargers at the Raiders. The Raiders.
Chargers.
Who did you say, Ralph? Ralph went Raiders. Majors went Chargers. I'm going Chargers as well. All right. So the last game that we saved, we have our Pittsburgh Steelers at home for the season opener against the Seattle Supersonics. Just wanted to see who catch it. All right. Seattle Seahawks.
Gary Payton's the quarterback.
Exactly. Right. So, who do you like, Darnell?
Man, I like picking out for you. Pittsburgh. We're going to take it too.
Yeah, Seattle hasn't done nothing for the past outings, so Pittsburgh is not landslide.
I would say landslide.
I said it.
You said it.
I said it. I mean it.
Okay. I'm going with the black and gold. The black and gold. So there you go, everyone. Those were our week 2 NFL picks. We wrapped it up with the Pittsburgh Steelers. Any general comments about the game, the run game? Got to have a run game.
What time is that game on Sunday?
It's 1 o'clock. 1 o'clock on Sunday. The Steelers have to get that run game going. I want to see more out of Broderick Jones. Got to protect Aaron Rodgers, right? So those are the 2 keys I'll be looking for in that game. And then on the defensive side of the ball, you got to stop the run. Okay? Just have to.
Yeah, we got to pressure the quarterback as well. I mean, I know Justin Fields was he's a running quarterback, so it looks a little different. But we got to get pressure on this quarterback. Seattle.
Sam Darnold.
It's a new system for Sam
Darnold.
Darnold.
Like Sam Darnold.
He can't. He's not going to move. Not even close to the way Justin Fields moved. I think Highsmith and Watt need to tee up on Sam Darnold and take it to him. But we need to see some improvement in that defensive line. It's got to.
And you might be winning me over a little bit too, JT.
But I do that.
Sam Darnold, I'm not sure something's wrong in the air. We've been agreeing too much. But it might be a blowout. Sam Darnold,
if you can name me 2, right now, name me 2 of the Seahawks starting receivers.
Jackson Smith and Cooper Kupp.
There you go.
So does any of them? I mean, it's not like oh wow. It's not like saying we have DK Metcalf and Jackson Smith the Jigba.
Jackson Smith, he's a good. We need to keep our eye on him. And we gotta.
I got somebody for him, and he goes by the name of
Jalen. One thing as well, they have a good running back.
He can stay healthy. Charbonnet or Walker cannot stay healthy.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll see what happens.
I'm upset, man. How come you ain't mentioned your boy from the Bird? West Virginia, 3rd round. Famous Amos Zaraway. Y'all forgot about him, didn't you?
During what time?
Running back.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like 9.
When was he supposed to mention him?
I'm just saying, but he played for the Bird.
I thought we were talking about I didn't know.
Yes.
Yeah, but you're running back from West Virginia that played for the Bird.
Hey, before we close, I did have a question.
Sure.
Had on here about the defense.
Yeah.
Was Justin Fields that good last week?
Justin Fields was that good.
The defense was that bad.
Oh,
Justin Fields was that good.
I think the defense was that bad.
I think Justin Fields came into this with something to prove. I think that we weren't prepared for what he brought. And so I think it was a little bit of both. I think it was like
and we should have been prepared.
Yeah, and I think we're week one, right? Just like Mage said, like week one, like we're not still like that preseason. This is the first time this group has played together.
A lot of new parts.
Yeah,
a lot of new parts.
And I think what we forget is the fact that he practiced against them guys all year long, so he know where some of the weak links were. And I think that that was his Super Bowl. So he's gonna play his best game. He's gonna make the best throws. He went to that game prepared. He studied, and he may not be that for the rest of the season, but that was a personal game, and he still lost at the end of the day. You know what I mean? Which speaks volume. He knew he probably played his best and prepared as best he could, and he still got an L.
Absolutely.
Well, and that scene too is like the offensive line gave him time, and he went through his progressions. I mean, I thought he just went through his progressions very well. It make mistakes, that we're used to seeing him make. So. I think.
Well, I can't say it when you don't have pressure.
Actually, I think it's a bit of both.
When you don't have pressure, it makes a big difference from a quarterback standpoint. But we're gonna go ahead and put a bow on this, fellas. JT.
Yes, sir. Well, I want to thank you all for joining us this week. Like I always say, check on your loved ones, especially the older ones. A lot of times they become more relevant. Again, you are the ones that keep us on air. And remember, this is all opinionated. So whenever we sound like we don't agree, but, it's all opinionated. So it's fun. And we enjoy y'all just listening in. God bless. Make it a great day.
Ken?
Yeah, no, I just want to appreciate or show my appreciation for everyone who joined our show today. Who's here and on the phone. It's a great Tuesday after a win. I hope we continue having these conversations after a win. Everyone subscribe, get your notifications for the live show, engage. We're here for you.
Excellent. And I'll say thanks to everyone who listened or watched YouTube or the radio stream. Really appreciate it. We're here every Tuesday from 6 to 8 p.m. So come back, more especially after a win or even after a loss. We're talking about it. And I want to remind everyone, September 21st, put it on your schedule, the first Pittsburgh's DSEN Black and Gold post-game show at Cloud 33 in Penn Hills. We'll do 3 hours after the game.
And to make it easier it's Cloud 33 is located up top in the Penn Hills Shopping Center.
There you go. Ralph, I'm so happy that you finally made it in, bruh. Finally made it in.
Thank you for having me. Glad to be here, represent Mountaineer Nation.
Okay.
Also want to give a shout out to the Upper St. Clair Panthers. You never talk about South Hills. Tunnel.
We'll do it.
We 3-0.
We'll do it.
Knocking the brakes off everybody.
Nice.
People need to call in. Are they listening? Are they listening? Are they listening?
I tell everybody out there, man. They
Okay.
listening.
Well, they should call in and let us know what's going on. All right. And Darnell, as always, we appreciate having you come on. You always bring the knowledge, and good luck to your boys out in Happy Valley.
Thank you guys for having me on. Once again, it's always a pleasure, man. You guys' perspective is amazing. I love to just the consistent fluidity that we have on here. Whether it's 9 or 6, we all listen to each other's perspective, and it's effective. I love that.
Excellent. And Mage, so happy as always. This isn't your first time here. You've been here.
Yeah, you might even get a room named after you up in here.
Yeah. And, it's always great having you on. We could have just watched your highlights the whole show.
Oh.
I had some other highlights I wanted to show, but just in the interest of time, we didn't have a chance to get to them. But, we really appreciate you being here.
Hey, thanks for inviting me. 33,000 subscribers? Up to go
36.
36.
Yeah.
36.
Yeah.
36.
Yeah,
Now,
36.
Hey, look, that might have doubled now that you get on here tonight.
Exactly.
That's impressive, man. That really is.
When they
Thank you.
appreciate it, when they hear the great Major Harris was on, I expect even more of a bump. More, and I'm sincere when I say that. And you're going down to Morgantown?
Matter of fact, I'm going down tomorrow. Yeah.
Okay, cool. I'll see you there. I'll see you there.
When's the
Ralph,
game?
you're not going, are
Thursday?
you? Okay, Saturday. then.
It is Saturday.
It is Saturday. So everyone, I'm gonna queue up our to-go music if I could find it. Let you know I'm off my game a little bit. I should have it up already. Again, every Tuesday, Soul Take is what we do. So as Ralph said, he tries to tell as many people as possible about the show. So we would love for you to do the same as well. So again, catch us again next Tuesday on Pittsburgh's ESPN, 6 to 8 p.m. And hopefully we'll talk about another Pittsburgh Steelers victory. And will it be Pitt or West Virginia? Stay tuned. Everyone take care.